Hello and welcome to Chick Chat. I'm your host Jessica Fowler and I'm here with lovely Sandy Jameson and Sonia Thomas. And we come together to explore topics that we think will lead to happier lives. So thank you for joining us. Today's episode is something that's very dear to me and I think very important for everyone to talk about, and that is technology. Sandy, I know that you've done a couple podcasts on technology, so I think you're the expert to lead us in terms of how to use it, when to use it, and when not to use it is going to be my point of today's discussion.
For sure. Well, it's about finding the peace, right? So I'm a huge advocate for silent, although now that I have a child in kindergarten, I'm learning maybe this is not supposed to happen. I'm supposed to be like alert and on call essentially, but I don't like that feeling. I like to keep my phone on silent and check in when I'm ready instead of whenever there's a new notification. So that's the biggest tip, I think, is to do it on your terms. And I think if you set aside time for social media, it can be much more impactful. And I don't know, I feel like people are so, I mean, you said you had a girls' weekend and everyone, right?
I did. Feel free to share. Yeah, and if you're listening, ladies, put your phone down. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know if we were supposed to say that specifically.
No, you're more than welcome.
Okay, so yeah, when you have girl time, I mean, it's not time for you to engage in conversations with other people. It's time to be mindful and present and in the moment and engaged in what you're doing. And you're right, it's getting to be a problem. So for me personally, in the morning, I leave my phone upstairs. I could easily carry my phone downstairs, but I don't want to be that example to my children. I want my children to see that mommy can exist without her phone. So we do breakfast at the table, and I don't usually go on my phone until around 9 a.m. once I've dropped my daughter off at school and once I've dropped my youngest off at the gym daycare, because I don't want that to be what they see. I don't want that to be the example they see.
Yeah. So you want to set boundaries.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We don't need to be on our phone all day long.
It's a safety net, right? Like you don't know what to say to somebody, it gets awkward, and you just look at your phone. I mean, when somebody goes to the bathroom and I'm at the restaurant, I'll check my phone right away. I do, because it just gives me something to do. It's consoling.
But why can't we be bored?
Right? I know.
When that happened, that's
what I worry about with children, that they're going to lose their imagination because at a touch of a button they can be visually stimulated, right? We used to have to like figure out blocks or like whatever was in our house to...
Well, I can tell you that my 4-year-old was on my iPad for probably a few days, maybe a week, back when she was 2.5. I think we introduced her to it. And she was addicted quickly and like...
Of course, it's colorful.
And I took it away, and it was a conversation with my partner, and I said, you know, we can't exist. Like, she asks for it first thing in the morning, and I can't live like that. So I had to establish some boundaries. Like, the spa channel goes on before you ask for anything technology. But the iPad was taken away from her, and she cried maybe for a week and hasn't asked for it once since, and that was over 2 years ago.
So do you crave going on your phone, but you're like, no, not right now?
I used to when I was engaged in multi-level marketing.
Okay.
When I was like excited about networking, and I would wake up excited and had to put it on hold. I had to learn how not to go on my phone. So yes, absolutely. And I've learned to be more mindful and live in the moment and leave that for when it actually works with my schedule, because my children are crazy if I'm on my phone because they want my attention, and of course they do, and they should want that.
Yeah.
So I don't go on my phone. I don't create that because it creates an energy that is really frustrating for everyone. They want my time. I'd rather be doing something else. And so it just doesn't work anymore. Now I'm fully engaged and present in all the things that we need to do in the morning, and then when it works for me and when it works for my children, then I go on my phone.
Yeah, I think I feel pretty okay with my time on my phone, and the people that I'm around, luckily, they're pretty mindful as well. So nobody's like on their phone nonstop. Or if I'm talking to somebody, I'm actually talking to them, and I feel like they're present. They're not just checking their phone.
We're going to talk about that in upcoming episodes, mindfulness, and I think that's like it's rude. I think everyone that's watching, I feel like when I go out for dinner with someone, unless I have some really important call, or I will preface it to say I am waiting on a phone call and I apologize in advance if I get it, or I need to. Otherwise, my phone's away. And I think, like, I have been out for dinners, I've been at parties, cocktail receptions, and people will be looking at their phone, and it's like, consider it like a third person, that you are avoiding that conversation to engage with that person. And that's rude. Like, if you're just not engaging with someone. Going back to the morning routine though, you told me, I think like 2 years ago, about leaving your phone in the morning, and I think that's a great tip because we've talked about it before about being reactive. Like we talk about in our morning routine about being in charge of your morning, and I used to wake up to my BlackBerry and be answering emails like before I was out of bed. And
give to yourself first before you give to everyone else.
And I really like that. Just even in the morning, like all day I'm with my technology, but being able to say no to it in the morning and just like planning my day and being owning it. But yeah, we have to watch. And the younger the generation, I was just at a university alumni thing, and everyone was on their phone. They couldn't listen to a presentation. Like I ask all of society just to be aware of your use of technology when you're in a social setting. Like,
when you're
driving.
When you're watching this episode, watch it when you really want to watch it, not to avoid a conversation.
Not when you're in your car driving at a red light and you think I have a couple of seconds to check in, right? It's not the time. Set aside the time, make it deliberate. That way you're actually responding to people who you want to be engaged with. Because sometimes people read messages and then they don't respond because they didn't read it at an appropriate time.
Right, I fall into that gap all the time, and I forget to go back. So you have to, be aware of it.
Yeah, like what are you avoiding by always going on your phone?
Yeah, I think learning how you use technology and how technology is present when you're in a social setting is really important for everyone to consider and even reflect on. I caught myself on my phone the other day when I was with someone, and I apologized profusely. And it was just a natural like twitch, and I did it, and I felt awful, but I really want to be mindful of it. Yeah. Well, guys, that was a serious topic. Put your phone down. No. Watch all our last episodes. No kidding. Thanks again for listening. Again, if you have any ideas for upcoming episodes that you want us to chat about, learn about, find out some interesting tips about, do let us know in the comment section below. Do share, love, all that great social media stuff, and we look forward to tuning in next time. Thanks.